Hello, welcome to Market Avenue. My name is Edward Nyakun. One area in the tourism industry that has not been well harnessed in Ghana is agro-tourism. Globally, agri-tourism is estimated at $62 billion as of 2019 and is projected to grow by $117 billion by 2027. Let's going to look at how this gap can be bridged by stepping up into that terrain to make sure that Ghana can get its fair share from the agri-tourism industry. And tonight to do that is with me is Dr. Kafui Cheche from Ho Technical University, the Business School and Department of Marketing. But before we continue, let's speak the business language for today, and then we'll go to the Ghana Stock Exchange to look at how the equity market ended the week today. Hello, welcome back. Let's go to the Ghana Stock Exchange to look at how the equity market is faring for today. The best presence on the market is still strong, and therefore we're still in a negative terrain. The composite index dipped by 2.8 points as against the financial index, which also went down by 5.09 points, and the year-to-date change is still at negative 3.45%. And then financial indexes with negative 1.81%. Let's look at the volumes of shares that were traded and the value. We had 837,592 shares traded today, and we're valued at 761 million Ghana cedis, 761,000 Ghana cedis, 110.25 Ghana cedis, and the market cap is 63 billion Ghana cedis. And so let's look at which equities traded some shares today. That was one of the biggest, the shares that were traded most today was Access Bank shares, which stood at 16,798, and then we had Aloex 50 shares, and then BOP 7 shares, Cowbank 10,105, then we had Das Pharma 15,000, EGL 831,000, ETI Ecobank Transnational Incorporated 10,361, Fan Milk 180, GCB also 80, Guinness Ghana 4,250, and then Goil 256,449. Then Almighty MTN did 186,457. That was valued at 185,779.85. Plus was Produce Buying Company 32,500, and finally Stanchart 48 shares, which brought the total to 302,500 and 500 shares for the night. All right, so this is how the market fared for today, and we're going for a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Dr. Kafui Cheche to tell us more about agri-tourism or agro-tourism, how you can turn your farm into another money-making venture to make sure you're making extra revenue from your farm by making sure it become a tourism destination. Hello, welcome back to Market Avenue. My name is Edward Nyakun with Dr. Ernest Kafucheche. Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Doc, we're talking about agri-tourism or agro-tourism. Some say farm tourism. What exactly is agri-tourism?
Thank you for this question. Before I go on, I wish to say good evening to our cherished viewers, and I want to also thank you for the opportunity to be here. Yeah, so agri-tourism, also called agro-tourism or farm tourism, is a combination of agriculture and tourism with the purpose of bringing visitors for recreation and entertainment, as well as some educational purposes. It's agri-tourism actually is touted to be one of the key tools for rural development. And countries are taking advantage of it, and we believe that if it is well developed in Ghana, we can also reap or improve the advantages that we get from agri-tourism. Agri-tourism includes plantation, visit to plantations. It includes vegetable farms. We can talk about even if you look at our rivers, we have fish ponds these days. They can serve as good agri-tourism attractions. And the advantage of this area is that the visitor is really involved in the process. Because if you go to a farm, you can decide to take part in the planting. If they are harvesting, you can take part. So it brings that cohesion between the visitor and the community or the people in the farm. So it brings a lot of experience and helps to know the history of the community in which you are. And that is a very good experience. Wonderful. That everybody wants.
Now let's look at globally. Which are some of the countries that have taken advantage? Let's look elsewhere, and then we come to the continent of Africa.
Okay, so globally, I think so far US has taken a good advantage of agri-tourism because they have a lot of big farms, and their farms are so designed that it makes it easy for people to walk around. And that's also one key area that if you want to go into agri-tourism, you should be thinking of how you have your farm layout, which can accommodate free movement within and around the farm. So they are so much involved. And if you look at US, they are into ranching, which is something that I think we are lacking here, where they have a place for their cattle. So if you go to US, I don't think you see cattle moving in town or moving in the vegetation or in the grass. No, they have specific places for them where they are kept, and they prepare feed for them. And that's another business that can help unemployment situation in this country, because if you keep large amount of cattle, you need feed for them. So growing of the grass, preparation of the grass to feed for the animal throughout the year is a huge business. And so agri-tourism also looks not only at the products, but also even the value-added components. So some of the farms even have agro-processing factories. When you go, you are able to study from planting, harvesting, and how some of these products are processed. So US is one of the remarkable countries that we can talk about. We can talk about Sri Lanka. When you say the literature, they are also so much involved. Australia, they are there. Most of the advanced countries have taken advantage of this type of tourism.
Like in Africa, which countries?
Well, Africa, I think I may say all countries are doing something in that area. Nigeria, you can talk about Mauritius, you can talk about South Africa. These countries have actually gone ahead to actually develop some of these agri-tourism businesses. And Ghana, I think we are at quite the initial stages because we've not been, I think it is there, but the promotion has not been very...
If you say it's
well,
there, which farms or which community or which company is in that?
Well, I know that, for example, if you go to some plantations in the rural areas, like cocoa farms, people visit that place to actually find out, especially the international tourists, to find out how cocoa, because they've heard about cocoa, they go there to find out how it is planted, processed, up to when it is on the shelf. So they are mostly interested. I think students also have been undertaking agritourism, where students can be taken to farms to learn about certain plants. It could be pineapple plantation, cocoa plantation, or vegetable. It could be tomato, it could be okra. All these things are part of what? Agritourism. So I think the educational bit will be more pronounced in Ghana compared to the
making money out of that.
Yes, and the money making aspect of the agritourism is that some of the farms act at on-farm markets. So when you visitors come to the farm, they are able to buy products at the farm gate or at the farm itself. So that's an advantage to the farmer. So it gives advantage to the farmer in that you are not going to transport your farms again, like your products again to the market
centers.
But you have ready markets in the farm. So that's an added advantage. And it also helps to diversify, what do you call it, the income of the farmers. Because as you continue and let's say you add other components, like maybe processing of the product and other things, that's a diversification so that you can add value to your products and that gives you higher income. So it helps the farmer, it helps the community, and it is believed that when agro-tourism is practiced well, it also helps reduce environmental degradation.
Yeah, I want to come there, but before we come there, you were talking about a place like South Africa.
Yeah.
You know, they are into huge plantations.
Yeah.
We're still doing, you know, small plantations.
Yeah.
And you were talking about movement restrictions. If we want to go into that, because cocoa farms in Ghana,
substance,
yes,
local
level. How do we make sure that we, for instance, when you were talking, one area that came to mind was Tetekwashi's farm, cocoa farm. We started reviving it in 2007, but now it's not as it used to be.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, why can't we even put in so much there, because the name is already there?
Yeah, so
and we can make so much money out of that.
True. So such a farm already has a history, and a lot of visitors may be interested in the history of Tetekwashi, who is known to be the one who brought cocoa to Ghana. So such a farm, if it's well developed and has good layout, and it is publicized, I believe people will take interest. You know, these days, because of the hustling and the troubles in the cities, people these days want to be at the countryside to relax, especially during the weekends. So agritourism serves that purpose because it's a very cool rural environment, are very serene. And families who want to go there, loved ones who want to go there and spend time and interact with nature and the communities in which these farms are established. So it is something that we should develop. For example, the Tetekwashi farm that you told them. I believe there are other plantations in this country. We have pineapple plantations in the central region. We have what we call palm fruits.
Oh yes, oil palm
plantations.
Yeah.
We have
go to places like
Bensu plantation.
Kukumenin. Yes.
Very
they
good.
have huge plantations there.
Such plantations, if the layout is good, and they invite the public. You see, the issue is that we should communicate our desires. We should let people know what you want us to come and enjoy at your farm. So I think the communication has not been going down well. So maybe this is a challenge to the tour organizers, operators, to take advantage to market these agri-tourism destinations. And I believe if that is done, a lot of people will take interest in that.
The aquaculture in Ghana, if we want to bring in a look at aquaculture, which areas do you think that we can easily go and visit?
Well, for now, I know most of the ponds are around the Volta Lake. So, let's say Germany area, Bandu Toko, these areas, and then Peve Tonu areas, they have a lot of these ponds. And any other area that provide fresh water, that is water from the rivers, because as most of these breeds that they do not like salt, so they need fresh water. So, for now, it's along the Volta River, and it's like when you go to Asikuma area, they even have a farm, a market for tilapia. So people go there to farm. So that's an example of agritourism, because the farmers sometimes bring their products there, or the market women go there to the ponds to buy and bring to the roadside for people to buy. And when you go, so far as you get some education, you get some entertainment, that forms part of the value chain of agri.
You're talking about entertainment. I was watching a video from South Africa. Like you said, entertainment. They have a whole package. You are involved in, harvesting the citrus.
Okay.
You are involved in, rabbits and all kinds of things. Then they have entertainment aspect of it, musical. They have some cultural tools out there. And to do that in Ghana, what ought to be done because it's not just a government issue, it's individuals that ought to do that, and you have done a study on that. What exactly ought to be put in place? So
that's event management. It's a whole package. If you want to talk about event management, it constitutes bits of a lot of things that will come together to excite your customer or your visitors. So I think that these event managers should be interested in these destinations, so they can go to these destinations, explain to them what they want to do, and they come up with events. As you are saying, they can bring culture troops, they can bring the traditional folks, musics, the people, they have bobo, we have adwa. You bring them to the farm and you let them play the music, and people will enjoy it. And as visitors spend time, the longer they stay, the more money they spend. So you can sell your water, you can sell your products, you can sell any other thing that is available to these visitors, and that brings a lot of money to the to the agribusiness destination. So it means that there should be that cooperation between the event manager and the farmer.
Okay.
So they should have a way of going about it, so that whatever proceeds they get, there should be a way that it should be shared. So there's a place in Ho area called from Ho to Peto area. There's a point and kill. Okay. They have rabbits. They have catfish. So as a customer, you go there. They have crocodile pond. You can go and point to whatever you want. Then it will be cooked for you. Wow. So that is a very good aspect of what? Agritourism. You will be there whilst they are preparing it, they are killing it, they are processing it until it goes to the kitchen. You can be there if you want, especially if you don't know how to prepare it. They'll give you the opportunity to be with them until it's done, and then it will be brought to the table for you. So it's a whole process that needs to be learned. That makes agritourism different from other general tourism that we know, because you can be involved in the activity yourself, and that gives you additional experience that you might just go and stand by and watch maybe a sea or some animals in the zoo or something. But this one, and I think zoo and other things are also part of it, because some places they allow visitors to feed the animals. Okay. So this also gives especially children experience to learn about animals. So it's also quite a broad segment of, yeah. So that is, from your screen, you see children moving around to actually interact. And that's an aspect that we should take advantage of. Yeah, so this is a fish pond, as you can see, and the children are feeding the fish. So I think that what should happen is that our technocrats in the agriculture industry must really come to support. We are, as last week my professor said, we are more or less at the downstream.
Yeah, in the classroom.
Yes, and then so, but you need these farms to be well designed, the planting, the type of plant they should plant. All these are quite technical aspects that the agriculturalists or the agronomists should help these farmers to come out with, so that if the farms are nice and the sites are very freely, people can move around freely, the safety of the people are assured, and this is promoted well, I believe that people will visit.
How these days the world is talking about sustainability,
yeah,
ecotourism, making sure that climate change and all those things. How do we make sure that as we promote this, it doesn't affect the environment, rather it also engender growth within the environmental space?
Good. So one aspect that I think we can take advantage of to actually conserve our environment is the ranching that I spoke about. Ranching is where you keep your cattle at specific points without allowing it to stray to other farms. I believe and what happens now in Ghana is that by the time the dry season sets in, you see these cattle moving around. You see the herdsmen setting fire to the bush. The reason for doing that is that they want fresh grasses to grow. And as they set fire to the bush, they are destroying the vegetation. And that is actually creating a lot of climatic problems for us. Erratic rainfall and some of these wild weather that we see these days. So, for example, if we can come out with a law, I'm surprised that by now, as a country, we don't have a legal framework regulating the ranching. I don't think they've really designed it. If it is designed, then it should be enforced.
But do enforcement?
Yeah, so we need to enforce it if it is there, so that people who are keeping these animals come to acquire land. I believe we have a lot of land in Ghana. Go to the northern sector, so that it doesn't happen that when you go to some US and other things, it's not every part that they have sections for growing specific plants and rearing of animals. So we can talk about certain zones for rearing of what? Cattle, goats, and sheep. So that area is zoned, and people come to acquire the land. And they go through processes, and they pay fees for the usage. And then people grow the grass, sell to them. That is, so when they do that, it means that people will no more set fire to the bush. And the way the cattle even move around, it also disturbs the soil. So that will not happen again, and that will help in the sustainability of our environment. You see, so if this is done, fine. And then some of the farms also, if we are involved in tourism, you want the farms to look green all the time. So you go through scientific processes of farming, where you actually seek the what do you call it, the knowledge from agric extension officers and other agric practitioners to come and help you as to how you can grow your farm, so that your farm last. Some of the farms, they don't go through this process, so they are not able to get the yield that they're supposed to get. So as we do these things, then you don't need to even crop large hectares before you are able to get higher inputs. All these things help to conserve the land, because we want to protect our vegetation, because this vegetation it's an ecosystem. It provides the carbon dioxide, which variably helps in the photosynthesis, which helps in the growth of what do you call it, these plants. So if these vegetations are not there, it means that cycle is broken. And that's going to affect us, because you need the carbon dioxide. to actually produce the food. You see, and oxygen to produce the food that bears the food, the plants give out before at the end of the day you are able to get products from the farm. So if this is done well, then people will make sure that they do the right thing, and then that will lead to conservation of our environment.
Great. So if I'm a young person, I want to go into agritourism, starting my farm, what are some of the things you think I need to put in place and to get the needed attention and take it from there?
Yeah, so I think the best thing you should do is to contact the technocrats in the agric ministry. First, to help you know, find out which type of crop you want to grow. Then they can help you to know which area will be good, because every crop and the type of plant that will be good on it. If that is done, then they will help you in the layout, because you are going to use it for agritourism. So you know that you are going to invite visitors to the farm. So you put in structures that will accommodate the visitors. Even you need some accommodation facilities on some of the farms, so that when visitors come, they can spend the night there, and that will give you additional income, because you cook for them and you give them accommodation. They will pay for it. So then these farms will be designed. I think there's a place in Eastern region also. Yes, I saw the picture last time, and it's a very good. You can see that they are going to this ecotourism, which is an aspect of agri. Areas are well designed. I need to get that the name of the place. So such farms could be a very good example for young people to consult anytime they want to go into that area.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ernest Kafu Cheche from the University of Ho Technical University, the marketing department. We are grateful for your time.
Thank you.
This is how we wrap up wrap up today on Market. My name is Edward Nyakun. God willing, we'll come your way again. Shalom.